So one of the best ways to help people deal with the cost of living crisis is helping them with their bills. And what way to do that is helping people insulate their homes so they don't have to spend so much money on electricity and on gas to heat their homes. And a few years ago, the Conservative government had a massive headline saying that they will help people insulate their homes, which sounded great. So Worcester City Council lined up and make sure that they got the grant they needed so they can pass it on to people who needed to insulate their homes. But it's not until the council went through and read the small print that we realized that actually most people were not eligible for the money. The criteria for actually get this money was so narrow that almost a handful of people were actually able to benefit. Let me give you an example. One of the restrictions to be able to get a grant to insulate your home is that the owner of the property can't own more than a certain amount of homes. Which means that if you're living in rented accommodation, particularly if you're living in like a building, that is owned by a housing association, in other words, some of the most vulnerable people who do not own their homes can't apply for the grant because their landlord is too rich. How does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Now, there's other things that, you can only claim it if you are earning below a certain amount of money, which with inflation, a lot of people are earning, they're not particularly well off, but people are earning above that amount of money. So they can't claim it either. You have to be living off grid, which means that most people in a city like Worcester can't claim it. So in other words, they had this headline, this massive promise that they were going to help people insulate their homes. But the reality was that they gave you nothing at all. And they keep doing things like that. Things that make you think that they're actually doing something. Things that make you say, oh, we've given the money, but the local government didn't do anything with it. Because they have these underhanded, hidden restrictions, which means that you are getting nothing at all. And that is why you cannot trust them anymore. You cannot trust anything that comes out of their mouth. Because they might say one thing in the headlines, but the reality is a very, very different one. So please, this election, vote and kick them out.